Hi everyone. So I'm doing a video for my reflection this week about the readings. Originally, I was going to do just a written response, but I decided to change my mind and I felt like I could get my ideas out better in a video. So I'm gonna read how I was gonna start off my written response first. I'm just going to read it straight from what I wrote and then talk about that a little bit and then go ahead and talk about everything else. So I would like to start by saying that I learned so much information from these readings this week. The biggest thing that I will take away from all of the resources is that teaching in general is a complex and intricate profession and art form. Teaching requires a lot of studying and truly being an expert in your craft, whether it be early childhood education, middle school education, content-specific education, high school. One has to be an expert or working towards being an expert in order to truly be considered a teacher who is fulfilling and a teacher who's doing their job. So no matter what kind of teacher you are, it's important that you are knowledgeable about the area in which you're studying, not just the content area, but the age group that you're working with. So if you're working with birth through 5, having that education and that knowledge about that age group. And for this in particular, with middle school students, it's not just, oh, I'm teaching middle school students, and thinking about those stereotypes, but knowing that you're teaching middle school students who are from 10 to 14, knowing what they're going through psychologically, mentally, socially, knowing what's going on, with their bodies and puberty, and just everything that age group entails. So not just saying, okay, I'm going to teach social studies, and that's it. I'm just going to teach the content. But knowing how to connect your content to those students in particular and what they're going through, and making learning truly meaningful. So I just wanted to start off by saying that was one of the biggest takeaways that I got this week. One of the articles that really stuck with me was the article about disciplining children. What if everything you knew about disciplining children was wrong? And I feel that discipline and suspensions and expulsions in middle school happen a lot more frequently than they do in elementary school. And sometimes maybe even in high school, because the students are going through all of these changes. It's just important for us as educators to know how to deal with the changes. And when you're a teacher or an administrator who solely thinks, okay, I'm going to send this student to an alternative school, or this student is lashing out and we're just going to expel them, all you're doing is creating an environment that the student doesn't feel comfortable in, and you're attributing to the school to prison pipeline. And that's something that we really need to work on in the educational field, is being sensitive to social and emotional development, not just in elementary schools, not just with kids who are under the age of 10, but all students, and especially in middle schools. And so that's something that I've really taken away, just continuing to be knowledgeable on this subject and on disciplining children, and learning how to work with them so that we can better service them and that they're getting from school what they truly need. And that kind of went into the first reading that we did about teaching in middle schools, being an advocate for children, or that counselor type of person. I can't find the specific line, but it said that every student, at least every student in the school should be known by some adult. So just building that relationship with the students and letting them know that you're there for them, so every student knows that there's somebody in the school building who they can go to if they are having an issue, or if aren't feeling understood. I'm kind of running out of time here. Having a growth mindset, that article also was very interesting. Just all of the misconceptions and confusions And so taking, these misconceptions and confusions into the classroom and kind of changing the way we as teachers look at middle schoolers and how we can help them be more, what is the word? Well abled while they're in school in order to do what it is that they need to do. So again, I really enjoyed the readings this week. A lot of what I read I'm going to definitely take into my classroom this year, and share with some of my colleagues and share with parents of some of my students who have young adolescent students who are going to middle school, ninth grade, and just share this information and throughout the school year dwell on this information and make sure that I'm using what I've learned in my classroom and in my